I'm all like this, eh? Yesterday, get one gist where they trend up and down. I just say about lock up like a no one to come out with you, no. One news they fly up and down say yes, they say they packet Peter Obi phone for inside court. Say the guy they packet phone, you two phones, they don't know say again. But you the talk, I mean. As I declare you so like this, so now I'm gonna watch this video. I'm gonna hear the Microsoft word of the truth. I'm gonna hear everything will really happen concerning that Peter Obi phone matter. Secondly, Peter una president bestie Asari Dokubo. We listen to our president bestie. Yes, now I don't carry men go Abuja now, they go do their own protest in support of our president. When I watch the video.
During the proceedings, Peter Obi misplaced his two phones.
No, it's food now. She's also come. She came to
excuse me.
All right. Well, Peter Obi did not actually misplace his phone. Someone in his team took the phone, and it was a security DSS phone. It was nice, but that story was trending, and the fact that he misplaced his phone. But I was actually worried when I saw that story.
Too much
God, were you not worried?
Too much.
Too much
I'm so glad.
Yes, but also what was cool was that we saw Chimamanda Adichie supporting Peter Obi as always. She's always there for him, and it's nice that she was there. I mean, that's another big news that made the stories yesterday. Dr. Bati, really quickly before we move on.
Well, I mean, the last time Chimamanda Adichie intervened publicly, there were persons who were trying to query her intervention. And I said, look, yes, she's a global icon writer, one of the leading figures today in contemporary world literature. And that she has a right as a citizen to make her own political choices. And that artists are not just persons of, the imaginative world. They are also citizens. They are members of communities. So she's, given further illustration to her support for the Labour Party, and especially for Mr. Peter Obi, whom she has described in glowing terms in other places. But earlier on, I tried to, give, a definition of the procedure of the adoption of written addresses that occurred at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal yesterday. And just made the point that this is the procedure. Under the rules, from High Court up, courts of superior jurisdiction, they adopt written addresses even when those written addresses have been presented, as was the case on July 24, when the defendant, in this case, namely APC, Tinubu, and INEC, had submitted their own addresses. So, but those adopted addresses do not constitute evidence. Their lordships will go and look at the evidence, and that's why they say they've deferred judgment, and they will communicate the date for the ruling. But that's not the end of the process.
Yes,
there's still a higher court, the apex court. So people should not jump to any conclusions. But it's good Mr. Peter Obi found his phones. We have all become so attached to our phones that if you miss your phone for 5 minutes, it will look like it is not even security breach. Some emotional thing. I wrote a piece once, many years ago now, in which I would say, how did we live when there was no mobile phone?
We had postcards.
These days now, all of us are attached to the phones.
And Facebook and all of that.
But it's okay that you found his phones.
It's perfect. Well, all right, we saw, the protest in Abuja just now, and also Joe Ajero was about to address the crowd there. But, in the lead up to the nationwide mass protest by the Nigerian Labour Congress, which commenced today, workers and pensioners in Oyo State on Tuesday blocked the entrance of the State Secretariat in Ibadan, demanding palliatives, an upward review of pension allowances, and payment of salary deductions, among others. The workers had on Monday staged a similar protest, promising to continue to protest on Tuesday until the state governor, Seyi Makinde, addressed them. former militant leader Asari Dokubo also stormed Abuja in protest. Let's take a quick look at that video. Rufai is cracking up. What can we say? Turn by turn. Rufai, I mean, everyone has a right to protest. This is what needs to happen.
Why the hypocrisy of the police force scares me. Asari can do this. But when Labour said they want to go on protest, you start to tell them that you fear that people will infiltrate. Why didn't they infiltrate Asari's protest? Why is only Labour's own that the police used to shout that people might want to infiltrate? He has a right of protest. Absolutely. And he's chanted his songs. Turn by turn, no. Nobody should stop him. Just like nobody should stop anybody that wants to protest against the government. Simple.
Perfect. It must be peaceful, though.
And it must
All
be
the
peaceful.
protests must be peaceful. And the security forces have to ensure that it is peaceful.